Sure.
You have become a flawless interlocking mechanism, a flesh and bone approximation of the throb coming from the speaker setup of the one called eggheads, entirely, rigidly, imbecilic, without pity or fear.
Oh my god! No way!
Hardcore.
With his reel-to-reel mixer blasting the anthem of a future that will never come, the young man observes your moves for a second. He throws a screwdriver and a bunch of drill chucks into the corner and explodes into dance. What he lacks in sharpness, he more than makes up for in violent enthusiasm.
Dance, point to Andre, it's the law.
The young man immediately bounces up and down, then assumes the same dance pattern, embellishing it with some sort of waving motion.
I think we have to peer pressure Kim into joining. I'll ask him last.
The authority of the law is clearly unquestionable.
Turn to Cell, what are you doing?
The young woman lifts her headphones up slightly and raises her chin, looking at you expectantly.
Asil, are you going to dance?
No, recording.
She turns to Suna, then back to you. She briskly shakes her head and puts her headphones back on. Okay.
The lead programmer throws the other young woman a knowing glance before turning her attention back to her own work. She's still at her mainframe, pressing buttons, reading printouts, but she started nodding her head along to the music.
Kim, get in here.
What's going on here? Delinquents.
He grumbles.
This is clearly a Code 31 emergency.
Code
The
31?
lieutenant squeezes the bridge of his nose. The lights reflect off his glasses. He's obviously having trouble adjusting to this new reality.
Code 31 emergency? Really?
Yes, officer, I need your assistance on the dance floor.
The lieutenant crosses his arms with a bemused look.
Come on, Kim.
What's happening?
Help, Kim. I think I'm turning into some kind of hyperstar. I'm not doing anything. The music made its mind up a long time ago. I'm just implementing.
Good for you. Rock on then.
Somehow, he managed to hear him sigh.
Hey, I called you to dance.
What?
That's it. Don't let the lieutenant leave without getting his hardcore on.
Who's the one in charge? You are.
Lieutenant, I'm only going to pull rank on you one time, and that time is now.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you I am not. Now get your groove on, Lieutenant.
Get my what on?
I said get your goddamn groove on, boogie woogie.
Sheesh, okay.
He backs up with his hands raised in the air, observing the crisscross of your feet.
Okay, you psychopath. I see what you're doing there. It's jacked up footwork, plus is that Ubi folk dancing?
Nah, it's not Ubi folk. It's hardcore.
Exactly, I get.
Whatever.
You talk a big talk, Lieutenant. Let's see some move.
Oh yeah? I did 15 years in the juvenile crime unit. I can do age inappropriate.
Yeah, go ahead
Now,
then.
check this shit out.
The lieutenant begins to heel kick the church floor with such intensity, it's reasonable to fear he'll kick a hole right through it, causing the floor to crack and the pillars to collapse, bringing the church roof down on all of you.
Is there anything more I can do? I want to break the limit.
The dynamic motion of your flailing body is bordering on the extreme. You're going off the charts.
Okay.
You feel as if turning on the hyperdrive will be a point of no return. Feels almost melancholy. Are you sure you have the entire pussy on for this?
together. Where are you?
Here we go again. Hardcore fills the air. The sound above my head.
What now? The sound above your what?
Above my hair, man.
Okay, this is too imbecile. Excuse me.
Okay, let's turn on the hyperdrive.
On the coast of the Martinez Inlet, in a small weather-beaten slave church built 380 years ago by settlers from the Occident, most likely to guard against an anomaly at its center, an officer of the RCM is contorting his body into idiotically rigid shapes as he invents the future of dance music. It's the hardest anyone has ever danced.
What is this strange feeling I keep having? This cold, even now.
I am la Rebachelière. I am the city.
What do you mean you are the city?
I am a fragment of the world spirit, the genius Loki of Revachol. My heart is the wind corridor. The bottom of my air is red. I have 100,000 luminous arms. Come morning, I carry industrial dust and let it settle on tree leaves. I shake the dust from those leaves and onto your coat. I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you with her. And I've seen you without her. I've seen you on the crescent of the hill.
How are you talking to me?
The modulations of my voice are noted down with thermometers and barometers. You feel me in your nostrils, on the little hairs on the back of your neck. I also reside in your lungs and vestigial organs. Everywhere there is space.
But who am I? Why are you talking to me?
You are an officer of the citizens' militia, Jante and Rebut. When you wear your coat, you wear my soul. You move through my streets freely, in motor carriages and on foot. You have access to the hidden places. You also circulate among those who are hidden. I need you. You can keep me on this earth. Be vigilant. I love you.
An officer of the RCM is lying on the floor of a small church with his eyes rolled back and his tongue lolling out. Several others are standing around him. He slowly comes to.
Had a good rest there?
I spoke to the city of Revachol.
Fuck yeah. I bet you did. Those were some advanced moves, man.
That's all great, but we should really get going. We spent enough time doing aerobic exercise for today.
Okay, let's get up. Well,
You might be imagining it, but it feels like Egghead turned the volume down. Such is his respect.
wow, that actually means something, yeah.
Man. Now, man. Now,
The would-be leader stutters with excitement.
now imagine if we could do that, right? But with like 1,000 people. End of human development. Mission complete.
Right, ecstatic. I wouldn't go that far. Yes, my mission here is complete. Right, ecstatic.
All right.
You're absolutely beat. Muscles relaxed and feet like noodles underneath.
Okay, that's it for now.
Goodbye, officer.
Alrighty then, we can upgrade the skill. And we completed another side quest in the process. So, I'm gonna head back, upgrade the skill, and then we'll try to investigate the window again. Yeah. Oh right, we got that thing. Okay, temporary research bonus +1 interfacing, research time 50 minutes. The questions, the question won't leave you. Why did the melody line from a broken and discarded tape fit perfectly into a song played by some speed freaks in a frozen tent? Can it be coincidence? Maybe it's the hand of the man-machine himself in his attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Egghead is actually Arno van Eyck in disguise. Eyck? Egg? I mean, could be. I won't be using a skill point, though, to equip that. If we get another chance, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna save that for what we actually need, right? Because the list of possibilities grows thin. I'll see you when I'm at the broken window. Okay, so the visual calculus is upgraded. Let's take a look.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Now this time we really should be able to do it, right? 97%. I think the only thing that stops us from getting that is snake eyes, and I hope we don't.
The golden
There we
light
go.
melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider.
What position are they in?
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Have a look at point A, the roof? Yeah.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
So I'm what, 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from?
72%, with a weapon that's good for medium range, like a rifle or sports pistol. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies.
Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could the shot have come from inside the room, a closer point?
Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective.
Could there have been another point of origin further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Let's inspect the ghostly figures first.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Let's extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
You would need a map for that. A map of Martinez.
Hey, where do I get a map of Martinez?
The bookstore. They have maps. You're thinking, what if the shot didn't come from the roof, right?
Yes.
Good. We should come back with a map and compare the landscape to the radius of the shot.
Okay. Let's do that then. Let's go to the bookstore. Do you sell maps?
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
This Dick Mullen book fell apart before I got to the end. Do you have another copy? Sure.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. Some of these old paperbacks just don't have the durability. I would be happy to sell you another one, but unfortunately, it's the last copy we had in stock.
Okay. So where could a map be? Maybe here?
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Wow, more Heimdall.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Heimdall. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal.
Look through the display of books.
Rows and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs.
Okay, is that all?
Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat gamebook set in the world of Heimdall Man, and so much more.
Do any of the books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Oh, what is it?
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. Between the throne and the Heimdall Man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman.
Interesting. I'm not gonna say the
display
other
rack
one.
before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
I'm not gonna buy it. It's fine. I don't need a Man from Heimdall book. This was games stuff, right?
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Shopkeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
I don't feel as if I have any kids.
Friends are technically like family.
I mean, sure, yeah. She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
So what about all those viral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Of course you don't.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them though.
Not for now. I don't have that much money, and I don't know how expensive a map is gonna be. Do you have a map? Probably not, right?
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
No. Okay, so do we have maps here?
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen.
No, not here. Ah, there's maps. I must have overlooked that last time.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Okay, let's look at them first. Look at the map of Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas a la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands. All just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you.
Oh, thank you for that.
Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol. With a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history.
Let's look at the edges then.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. 850 million people live on these tiny dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce, torn apart by history.
Well, let's take a look at Revachol then.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Is it cold in this bookstore? Or is it just you? No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
Let's look at the map of Martinez then.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48.
Okay.
Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
Okay, look, it's fine. We can just buy it. It's 90 cents, or the cent equivalent of the real. Let's just buy it.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Oh, storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite
Rude.
valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Okay. Now, the map. A worn and torn map of the Martinez area dating from 48. A title on the top reads, Bienvenue à Revechol. It's a bit out of date as it was originally created by a design studio in a failed attempt to spruce up Martinez and turn it into a fancy tourist location. Let's interact with it.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Let's trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally, coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
Okay. Is this a world record for longest time missing the map? Probably is. There's the church. There's the scattering of bullet holes. Fishermen shacks. We could have had that so much earlier. Well, that's a very nice map too. That's the bullet holes, that's the abandoned lorry, Kuno, Tommy Lahom. Yeah, I think that's probably a world record in longest time until I find the map. Okay. Where could it be then? If we check from here, there isn't really much on that side of the whirling in rags, right? Hangman is here. That's the roof of the whirling in rags. There's mostly water here. Here's the library building. It would be higher than this though, right? Is it though? Maybe it isn't. That thing never got erected, right? That's where we found the dead body. So there isn't actually a Ferris wheel there. No, the angles are off. Doesn't work from here. The spire of the church could theoretically be it, but that's so far away it's not feasible. Okay. Let's go back to the window then.
Give up. You'll never find the answer. There's no other copy of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity here.
There's got to be a way to solve this.
There isn't. If only you had more time, more resources. Who knows what you could have come up with. Maybe if there had been more money and less speed. Or more speed.
Now we're talking.
Or that, yes. Either way, you might have been able to come up with an answer, but not like this. Hang on, you can do this. Use your imagination. You know who the suspects are. Just make it up. So, who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Denuva, detective? Just fucking pick one.
Fuck you, book, it was Dick Mullen.
It still doesn't make sense. But who cares? Yes, Dick Mullen, the famous detective, killed his best friend and the dame he just nailed in cold blood. But why'd he do it? Unclear. Doesn't matter. The choice has been made. You caught the criminal. It was Dick Mullin all along. Who's the real detective now? That's right. It's you. Rest easy tonight, real detective.
Thank you. Good. Good, we solved it. We definitely solved it. Absolutely.